Welcome back to Devblog Studios. Today we're going to be going over our factions system. We wanted our faction system to be well developed and easy to understand, so we've put a lot of thought into the data structure and have made something that we hope you guys would enjoy. As you can see here, we have two factions in our data list here. We've got Earth and the Pirates. They're set to 0 standing on both of them. This means that the player ships here are not going to fight either the Earth or the Pirates. We have Earth ship here. The color here is the same for both the ships. However, if we go to the faction manager, you can see here Earth has the team color of green, so it's going to change its ship color to match that of its team once the round starts. Over here we have the pirate ships. The pirates have black in their faction color, so they're going to change their ship color from the dark blue to the black when the round starts. And as you can see, the pirates don't know about the Earth faction, so they're going to just try to loot them. We'll see how that goes in just a moment. We'll go ahead and press the play button. As you can see, the ship changed color. It zoomed right on by and started to attack. It way overshot because those guys were also moving. As you can see here, my ship is right here, and these two ships are, those two fleets are fighting, even though my ship was right there, and my ship completely ignored them. Looks like Earth won without any complications. Normally lose a few parts of my testing. Here we have a button in our team color. It is hard-coded to do that right now, but eventually we'll have it automatically update. We click it, you can see here we have two factions, the Earth and the Pirates. Here, Earth doesn't know that we exist. If we go to the faction manager here, you can see here, Earth, it doesn't know we exist, so they don't have any data to give us regarding their standing with us. So it says access denied. The player does know about the Pirate Tower, which has a standing of 0, so they're neutral with us. We've also disabled the moving by having your mouse at the edge of the screen while your UI is open, so that your camera's not moving around while you're accessing GUI like this. Alright, that's what's there for the design side. Let's go to the technical side now. We're going to start with the data structure. Here we have now two classes, faction and standing. We have a list of these factions, which contain the name of it, the faction sprite. I haven't made them for the pirates yet, and we're not going to actually have Earth. We're going to have a bunch of nations that are on Earth, so I didn't bother making a sprite for them. We have their color. We have another list, which is going to be the relations data. We can add more lists if we need to make the system more dynamic. However, right now that's not necessary. And we have the default standing. It's not set to right now, but once discovering up new factions becomes relevant, this is the standing that those factions will default to with every other faction. So when a faction comes from unknown to known, this is the standing they'll have. This just contains the list of the factions they do know about and the standing that they have with them. Technically, this is over redundant. I'd prefer to have it just be one number. However, I do not know how to make it one number, so there's two numbers that are just going to be identical to each other. Over here, it just makes it a manager. This function here allows projectiles and units to check their database for whether or not the unit's friendly or not. It will look through the factions list, check the known factions, and then check the stand they have with that faction. Just in case if there's a discrepancy between the data, it also checks the first team's data and the second team's data. In theory, they both should have the same number, but just in case, it will default to the lower of the two. Over here, it's got some UI code. This is stuff I'm very unfamiliar with. I'd like it, you guys can comment some tips about UI. Here we have a function to refresh the faction list. This function gets called anytime we need that list visually reset. This is all just visuals, so it doesn't impact backend at all. It will start by clearing the old data and then go through the list twice. This one just looks for the factions, and then this one looks for the player's faction specifically, which is the first one, so it should only need to run this one once, but if it's further down the list in case of mods moved it around, this will locate it. This is just a debug line. If they did find the player faction, it will check if the player knows about that faction and then add a UI for it. This means that if the player does not know about a faction, they don't have any data on another faction, even if the other faction does know about the player. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but the code is there for it. If it finds the faction sprite, which it doesn't on all of them, I haven't made the sprites for them yet, it will copy the sprite saved in the data structure and load it onto the data panel. It will update the standing and name variables. I am currently thinking of adding buttons to reveal more specific data. This is just the most relevant data that the player may need access to. If the faction does know about the player, they'll tell the player what their standing with them is. It will then break this for each loop once it finds the player's data. That's it for this devlog. It may seem like it's on the shorter end, however, it took a long time for me to figure out how to get a few of the things working. Notably, this took a day to figure out, and it took another day to get scrolling UIs to work because the canvas I was using didn't have a raycast function installed, so it generally didn't know it was being selected. That by itself took a day. Yeah, if you guys liked what you saw, please subscribe.